I had a lot of issues I was dealing with internally and externally with family, friends, and that's when drugs started to be a part of my life.
Right in the parking lot was the first time I had ever injected heroin. But from that moment on, my life changed completely.
The only thing I could think about when I was at USF for the day is, man, I just cannot wait to get home just to get high. Because at that time, I didn't love football anymore. I had no hope for my life. I was lost. I just had no drive just to keep going. And the only thing that had me going was the drugs.
Make a long story short, the one thing that stood out to me was that they take 1 week for diagnosis. It's traditional medicine integrated with practical philosophy. And after all the testing that they run, very thorough and extensive testing, both medically and philosophically, then they compile all that information and they design a unique protocol for each individual. I'm thinking, what exactly does that mean? You mean I get my own treatment? For me only? It'll never be duplicated?
I don't even think about drugs anymore. Or if I'm having, if I have a heavy coaching or one day is tougher than the other, one thing I'm noticing in myself is that the thoughts of like, man, getting high right now, that would be so much easier. It doesn't happen. Those thoughts don't exist anymore. And so for me, like, that is enough proof to know, like, since I've been here, things are working. And, you know, that, for me, that is like, that's so promising to know that my cure, it's not that far away.
You know, there was a 40% increase in regeneration of the damage of my brain. That's unheard of. And it's very important to know that this is not at rehab. Totally different. You know, I am not isolated in a hospital setting. You know, no drug for a drug. You know, I was able to communicate with my family 2, 3, 4, 5 times a day. My family was very much involved in my treatment as far as talking with the head staff, getting updates and reports. You know, I got to go out into the city, you know, never alone, of course, always accompanied by, you know, staff. But I was never locked in a hospital or just medicated. You know, so no medication. But, you know, I wasn't tagged as, you know, Ross the heroin addict. You know, and I was Ross, a human being.